Softek IT Consult.
Hello everyone and welcome to A Softek IT Consult. In today's tutorial, we are going to solve this particular assignment as you can see. So this is actually a group work, okay, but I just want us to have a look at this, how we are going to solve this question step by step with explanation. Okay, so question 1 says we should get a PuTTY software or any other software. And then 2, we have to generate a malware using any of the security tools, example, Kali Linux, Parrot OS, and then etc. Question 3 says we have to embed the malware in the PuTTY software or any software. Question 4 says we have to create a listener on our security tool, that is the Kali Linux or the Parrot OS. Question 5, which says when the target starts the PuTTY software on his or her computer, it should rumit an attack on your Kali. Alright, meaning you need to configure listener on the Kali. So this is a very simple pen testing assignment. Okay, those who want to venture into red teaming, ethical hacking, penetration testing, malware development, this is the introduction, or this is where you start the game from. So before we start, okay, let me turn on my virtual machines. Okay, so you follow as I do, and then you follow me promptly, but that you don't say I did something that maybe you didn't see. Most of the times some videos you watch them, you realize that what they did and then what you are doing, when you do the same thing, it is not really working. But in this particular tutorial, I'm starting everything afresh. All right, so I have Kali Linux here. I'm going to run that, and I'm going to use Kali Linux. Okay, Kali Linux as my attacking machine, as the hacker, and I'm going to use Windows 10. I think I have Windows 10 here. Okay, Windows 10 as a victim. All right, so this is going to be the person we are going to hack, and then this particular one is going to be the hacker. All right, so yes, so let me turn on my Linux PC. And then let me check whether my Windows PC is also okay. That's loading. All right, yes. So we've been welcome. Still loading. A second. Okay, let's see. Okay, so my Linux has actually loaded, and then Windows 10 is also right in here. Okay, so we'll start the assignment. Okay, using my Linux. I'm going to run first from here. Okay, so from here, all right, we are being told to download PuTTY. So let's get here. Let's download PuTTY. Right, we download PuTTY. Okay, so I go to the first link, and then in here we have download PuTTY. So let me click on that. Okay, so we want the exe since we don't want to install. So we want the exe, that is 64-bit. Alright, 64-bit x86. So it means that every 64-bit application is going to work on a 64-bit computer, right? And then 32-bit actually is going to work on 64-bit computer. So we have the PuTTY downloaded right here, as you can see. Okay, yeah. So since we've downloaded our PuTTY, I'm going to minimize the browser. All right, so let me just open this. This is the PuTTY, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to open my command or the Linux terminal. All right, I can open it right from here. Okay, using this particular route. But because I want to open it in the download folder. Okay, I'm going to just right click in it. I'm going to select open terminal here. If you don't have that, don't worry, you just go to the terminal, you navigate to home, your username, and then it downloads. All right, so with this, let's get started. Right, we are coming to create the backdoor or the malware. All right, so we are not going to use Metasploit what Metasploit, that is what the post exploitation what framework, right? We are going to use a tool, okay, which is being added to Metasploit, which is called MS Venom, right? MS what? MSF Venom, right? Yes, it is also what a Metasploit application. And then we specify the flag P, which means payload, right? So which payload are we going to use? We're going to use the Windows. We are going to use what x64, all right, because we are our Windows, this particular Windows PC. Let me click here. This particular Windows PC. If I should go to this Windows, I should type what about. Let's look at this about PC. In here, let's see. What is the processor? Okay, the processor is written in here, but we are not seeing this. Okay, let me look at this from here. Let's look at this, whether it is 64-bit or 32-bit. Okay, so this one is also not showing us right from here. Okay, so okay, I think we can see. Yes, look at this. Just look at that. All right. Okay, look at this right from here. You can see it says what 64-bit. Okay, so let's get back to what to our Kali Linux. That is why we are using 64-bit. So slash what metapreter, right? We want a metapreter session. What do I mean? Metapreter session means that there's going to be a kind of what a blast screen like the command prompt, right? So that is where we are going to navigate and do everything. And then I'm going to use what a reverse shell. What does a reverse shell actually or reverse TCP means? Okay, you know we have what user datagram, that is UDP, and then we have TCP. When we said what the TCP is what connection oriented, which means when I send you a message, okay, yes, there should be a connection from me to you. It's as if we are using Bluetooth. We have to pair, right? So if I say what? If I say TCP, all right, TCP, it means that if you are here and I'm here, okay, before we can talk, we have to get a connection like a Bluetooth. But if I say UDP, okay, UDP, you can what? Send your information somewhere in the air, and then we don't need a connection. I can just also find this somewhere and I can use it. So in this particular what connection, we are going to be using what TCP, which means there should be a connection between the two pieces. All right, there should be a connection. And the connection is going to come from the what from the payload that we are creating, the malware. Because if the what the victim what executed, it is going to create back a connection that explains TCP. Okay, so once we go, I explain the concept, and then here we specify what we call LHost. Okay, that is the what local host. Local host means the attacker's machine. What is the IP address, right? That is that. Okay, so I specify my IP address. How do I know my IP address? Let me go to what to my terminal. Okay, I go to my terminal. I type ifconfig, right? I type ifconfig right from here. So I type something wrong. Ifconfig. So yes, it popped up. It popped up. So let's look at this. Yeah, so look at this. If we look somewhere ETH0, yes, this side, yes, you can tell that the INET is right here. So this is what the IP address, right? So when I come here, I'll type the same thing. That is what 192, yes, and then we go on, and then we go on, right, and then we go on like that, and then we select the local port, right, on the attacker's machine. So you can what use any of them if you know the port, right? You know port 8080, port 80, that is HTTP 442, okay, 442 HTTPS, port 22 SSH, and then it goes on and on. But in here, we are going to use this particular port, right? Yes. And then I put what? A flag X, which means that I'm going to use a template. Which template am I going to use? The original Putty software that I downloaded, right? You can see that the original Putty software is here. That is it. This one. This is it, because it is in downloads, if you can see. Yes. So that one. And I'm going to specify the format. Okay, I don't want a PDF. Okay, I want for exe. So the format can be PDF, can be anything, but I want executable. And then the -0, that is the output, the final name. I'm going to say maybe this is what putty, maybe original, right, .exe. So let's explain the command once again. Okay, so this is what ms venom, right? It is a what? It is a utility in the what MSF console, which is used to what, to actually create backdoors. It is used to create payloads, or it is used to create what, malware or anything, okay, that can what, help us navigate or perform red team operations. All right, and then we selected the P tag right here, which I said is payload. Okay, P is payload. So the payload is this whole thing that we are seeing here: Windows /x64 /metaprinter /reverse TCP. So Windows means the platform is what? Is Windows. X64 means the architecture, right? Metaprinter means we need a shell, and then reverse TCP means that what we want, what, a TCP, that is a connection oriented something that we are doing. And then we go to the L host, as I said, the IP address of the attacker. And then L port, that is the port. Before you have a connection, you have to have an IP address and then the what? A port. So that is what we have right here, as you can see. And then we have the what? The tag X, which I said is a template, which means we are using the original Putty software. So if I put anything here, anything different, which means I'm using that particular thing. And then the flag F, which means that is the format. We want exe, and then O, alright, is what? The name or the final file, what is going to be generated. So let's click enter. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can tell that it says what? It has been saved as what? Putty original.exe. Can you see Putty original right here? So let me click on the what? On the file. Let's see. Do we have Putty original exe? Yes. So this is it. All right. Yeah. So we are now going to send this particular what, file to our Windows 10, which means we are going to let our Windows 10. So we can copy it on our pen drive and then transfer. But I don't want us to do it that way. I want us to what? To send it, okay, via what? Via a web server. So I'm going to use Python, right? We use what? Python 3. If you use Python 3, if you have Python, right, and then http dot server, and then write 8080. As I told you, http, it is not secure, so it is 8080. But mind you that if anybody is what connected to this particular local IP, they can access that particular same file. But because I'm working in a VM, the reason why I'm using this, okay, if it is in production environment, I'm not supposed to use this, right? Yeah. So now let's go and visit the IP address of this attacker machine, and let's see whether we can download the file. So on my victim's PC, okay, I come here, I type 192.168. Yes, the IP address that we entered, and then we'll add the port 8080. Okay, so you can see that we have all of these files. Okay, you can see that we have what? All the files in the download. Look at this. So if I go, look at one, Putty original, right? You can see Putty original. Can you see Putty original? Yes, this is Putty original. This is what? The original Putty, right? Yes. So if I go to my Kali machine and I open this particular folder, you can tell that the files I showed to you are actually these ones, right? Everything is showing. Okay, So right now, we've been able to access the attacker's machine right here. So what we are going to do, we're going to download the putty original, right? Or even we could have renamed it as putty and then we could have sent it, right? But let's download it, okay? So I've clicked on it, it has downloaded. I said it should keep, right? Yes. This is going to happen because it is just what a test that we are doing. I'm not going to obfuscate this particular file. It is in a test environment, okay, just for the assignment purpose. Okay, we were not even being asked to do that. Okay, so I've downloaded it. Let me get to what to downloads, and then let's see if I get to downloads. Look at, I want to zoom in this for you to see. Can you see this is what? This is original putty. That is how the putty looks like. Right. If I should download the original putty as well, look at this. If I should download the original putty, you could tell that it is going to look exactly like that. Yes. So look at the original putty. What is the original putty? Let me see. Oh, why is it? I think it came. I don't know where it passed. Let me see whether I downloaded. Oh, it got cancelled. Retry. Yes. So putty.exe. Yeah. So this is it. This is it. Yeah, this is it. So this is the original putty. So you can see that the malware looks like the same thing. Okay. So before, I'm not going to execute this. Otherwise, we can't have any connection. So I'm going to go to the attacker's PC right here. Okay, I'm going to close this and I'm going to go to what? MSF console. Yes, and then I click enter. So this is the exploitation framework. We do a lot of penetration testing in here, all the stages of hacking. Okay, the 5. We do all of them, the scanning, the footprinting, okay, the reconnaissance, the connection establishment, all of them. We do what? All of them right there. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to what? Use what? An exploit, right? An exploit is like a bus. It is going to allow us to what? To be able to reach our victim, right? It is going to allow us to reach our victims. I'm going to use what? Exploit, and I'll say multi, and I'm going to say what? Handler, right? Yes. At the moment, yes. So at the moment it shows this particular red, it means that what? We are on the right path. And then I'm going to use a payload. A payload is a message, okay? It's a message which contains a shell code that is going to tap our victim's what? PC to help us establish the connection. So I'm going to say set payload this way, and I'll write it as Windows. Remember that it was the same thing that we did x64 and then Metapreter and then reverse TCP. Yes. So I'm just going to write options. Let's see what we have to do. So we have to set the L host. So I'm going to set the L host. I'll say what? Set L host. That is the IP address of the attacker. I'm going to write the IP address. Yes, and then you realize that the port is already set. What am I going to do? I'm going to just what? Type exploit or run. Right? Exploit. It says what? Started TCP on this particular IP address with port. So let's go to the victim's PC, and then we just what? Run the program. You run the program, it says what? Yes, because it is not a signed exe, right? If it was, we are doing advanced work, we would have done all of those, but this is just a simple work to do. I'm going to run anyway. So let's see what happens. Can you see that it says what? Started reverse TCP handler, meaning connection established. Sending stage, and then we've had the connection. Let's check if it is true. So we write what? System what? information. Can we see this is what desktop, blah blah blah. It was what? Windows 10. Can we see x64? If I should what? Go to our Windows and I should what? I should go here, alright, the about again. Let's check. Is it true that the desktop name is what? 48. The last three letters are JUA. Let's see. JUA. That's right. That's right. Okay. So let's check the directory that we are in. We are in the downloads. So look at the downloads in the what? In the Windows 10. We have these files here. So let's go and check whether we have. We have Qt original, X shell, x64 shell, advanced back. We have Chrome. We have GNS3, Prayer Ray, all of them. So let's see whether we have all of them here. So I'm going to write what? ls. So let's see. We have what? Advanced back. We have what? Putty original. This was the file we sent. The original putty also right here. So let me try deleting something. This is how dangerous. This is how dangerous this is. Okay, assuming what? An attacker has gotten access to your PC like this, they can delete everything on your PC. All right. Yes, the Linux commands are going to work. So if I write what? rm, I write what? x64. Okay, this one x64. Yes. So let me. Okay, I've deleted this. Let me run ls again. Can we see that? No, it is gone. Okay, let's check whether it is there. No, it is not there. x64 is not there. And then, funny enough, it doesn't even show inside the recycle bin. It is just gone, just like that. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the assignment. So, meaning you can navigate, you can do everything. I can go to the desktop. So let me go to the desktop. All right, what? CD. Okay, like this. And then I'll say what? CD. Okay, let me look at this. ls from here. Users, right? So CD users, and I'll go to what? A sum. I'll go to what? CD desktop, like this. Okay, and then let's see what is on the desktop. Okay, we can see Windows setup, we can see PC Bible, we can see keylogger, we can see final exe. Let's check whether we can see all of them. Yeah, this is PC Bible. Let's check whether we can see A+ Premium YouTube downloader. Let's see, can we see that? A+ Premium YouTube. Okay, so that is it. So meaning the attacker has access. Let's run one last command, which I say run VNC, which means attacker can sit down and then be looking at what you are doing on your screen. Sometimes they can control your screen. Okay, sometimes they can even install applications on it, and then they just use it to do their own. So this is it. Can you see the victim's PC? Right now we are here. Let me show it to you. This is the original PC. So let me click on this. Right, let's go and check. Can you see this is clicked? That is how dangerous this is. So this brings us to the end of the penetration testing assignment, and I'm glad that you've stayed with me. You've learned something. If you have any questions, any messages, anything, please do well, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that anytime we release a new video, you'll be the first to receive the notification. We have a lot more interesting content coming up for you. Until we meet again, bye for now.
For more information and also to reach us, please contact the numbers on the screen. You can also reach us through our social media handles displayed on the screen. Please do like, follow, and subscribe to our social media handles. A Softek IT Consult. Innovative solutions with the difference.